Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Jordan here. Today we're going to be creating a massive modular building using 2 of the Lego City downtown sets. When it comes to doubling this building, I definitely have a lot of different modules to choose from. On the ground floor, we had the comic book shop, and there was also a barber. I decided to start with the barber. So the first thing I started with was a 32 by 32 base plate. After I constructed that, I started transferring my barber onto that base plate. So it's going to take up 16 of the 32 studs and actually increase the height of it by 1 brick. That allowed me to add the decorations over the front door, the pair of scissors, and the brush. With the additional brick of height over top of this window, I decided to add some of these 1x3 curved slopes. And of course, this module here was tiny before. I actually over doubled the size of it. So you've got some weird random colors, but this is actually going to be pressed up against another modular building, so it's not a big deal. But I also completed the back, of course, so I continued the same design with the 2x2 circular pillars. Then we have the same arch, which goes over the back door. Now I did make a modification to the walls. Rather than having them inset and having these columns or pillars protrude off the wall, I decided to bring the walls out 1 stud because once again, this is going to be built next to another building. So I don't really need space. So I decided to bring the walls out on either side, but on the front and the back, I kept it like the original. So this decoration is from the original design, and I decided to duplicate that on the back door as well. In the interior, we have our first workstation there with the mirror, and I decided to double that. And the columns coming inside the build actually do a great job of separating the 2 tables. I figured people need a place to hang their coat, so I built this little coat hanger right next to the door. There wasn't much space because that's where people walk in. So I decided to make a couple coat hangers, and I think that really worked. I put the modified 1x1 plate there and a torso with no hands to represent a coat that is currently hung. Over here, I added a TV mounted on the wall there, just like in the corner. I mounted it using one of those minifig posers, so I was able to get it at that perfect angle. And then below that, I added a hair washing station. Just made a sink and then snot mounted a tap. And then I put the chair sort of leaning backward, like you're sort of leaning backward, getting your hair washed. Makes sense, right? And I did that with the same minifig poser. And then there is a counter right here that was built using one of those curved bricks and some studs on the bottom of it. And then I used more of those minifig posers to add some shelves behind, sort of like they're selling product. I guess maybe I could add another shelf. It's fairly easy to do. I just put some snot bricks and then the minifig posers, and it puts them at that perfect angle. Maybe I should add 1 or 2 more shelves, but I just want to make sure this barber here, who has a worried look on his face because there's no customers, got to make sure he's able to reach the products on the back shelf. Something that I probably should improve in this build is the cash register. I just used one of these printed pieces. I should probably custom build one so it better matches the theme of a barber. I'll probably get around to doing that, but I'm excited to move on to the next floor, which I've already started. So the second floor is actually a veterinarian. Look, you can see the little puppy dog through the window. As I was working on this, Jose actually brought me a coffee. This is a special coffee. It's an eggnog latte. It's eggnog season. Yeah, so this one here is very similar to the original design, which is actually problematic because this is designed to be a corner. So if I put this on top of the barber, it's actually not going to fit beside a regular modular building, which is problematic. I really like this original design though, with the black windows, the arches going over those black windows. We got the lights there, some vegetation. I love the angle here. You got the circular piece with the sticker there, representing the vet for the puppy dogs. And then on the back side, I've decided to carry the same wall design over, so it's just dark orange and tan, or dark tan, and then I have some windows back here which matches this design. I guess I just got to put some vegetation on the windowsill there. Then there's some interior details. This is the original table, I guess, for examination station. Sure, that's what we'll call it. And then there's the bird in the corner. The added details is the little kennel right there, and then this cabinet with some dog bones on top, also a little bottle, and then another examination station, and then a little sticker piece mounted to the wall there just to break it up a bit and add some color. But as I mentioned, the original with this window is actually designed to be a corner. So I had to change up what I was doing here. I actually brought the barber over 8 studs, which is actually easy to do because I just peeled it off because it's on 16 by 16, so thank goodness that was the case. And then I brought it over 8 studs. I put the 8 by 8 plates down, finishing off the plate, and I decided to put this pizza restaurant in set. And also has the billboard on top, so it adds some color to this solid wall here. And then we're gonna have 8 more studs on this side, and we'll probably make some sort of replica of this pizza shop there. But instead of pizza, it will be noodles, because there's also this little noodle stand that comes with this set. So it means I'll increase the size of that and have it match this on the other side. And then it's a full base plate, but it's got little shops on either side. Now I'm starting to work on the next floor, which involves this right here. I've actually already started working on it. So what I've done is I've transferred this over onto a 16 by 16 plate. And it's actually brilliant that they use these plates that are very similar to roads, because it's so easy to create the base for your floor. All you have to do is put 2 by 4 plates connecting them and 1 by 4 plates around the edge, and then you have your 2 plate thick floor ready to go. So this actually used to be on this little 8 by 8 plate right here, which once again is 2 plates thick, but I transferred it over onto 2 of the 8 by 16s. So this bridge is like its own little module, and what I'll probably do is connect it to this one here. It looks like I actually have to increase the size of this plate, because my plan is to put that like that, so it's right on the edge there. And then I'm gonna have this extend off 4 studs, because we actually have room on the back of the building. And then I'll take this bridge and have it extend across like that. This will be pretty neat, because now that it's in set 8 studs, you're actually going to be able to see this 2 by 4 brick detail and also these like magenta tiles. So it's going to be a pretty neat floor to work on, that's for sure. What I want to try and do is, rather than having like 2 of these bubbles, like bubble number 1, bubble number 2, is to have 1 large bubble. I think that would be better. But maybe if it was 2, I'm going to call them bubbles. If it was 2 bubbles, maybe it could be like 2 different workstations. I don't know what would be better. I guess I'll try making 1 large one and maybe the 2 separate ones, and just sort of see which one looks better. Hey, just wanted to say sorry if I'm rambling on a little bit. I tend to do that while I'm building things like this, just because I'm sort of building off the top of my head. So I sort of walk through that process. But I decided that 1 continuous window is better, so I've matched the magenta curving tiles on either side. I put the greenery back on top, and then I've got some 1 by 2 by 5 glass panels, and there's the 1 by 2 bricks on the bottom, just to have 1 continuous window. I think it looks cleaner than having like 2 separate windows, and just sort of makes it look a little bit more complete. I really like the outcome of that. I still got to add all the fancy schmancy interior details, such as those ring lights, etc. And then I've got to add this bridge as well. But I think that bridge is probably going to start maybe like right there. I've just got to put a base plate down so that I can visualize how big a road is and make sure that my bridge can actually span across the street. I'm going to tell you right now, I definitely cannot imagine this green Mills plate is a road. Yeah, it's a little bit short. All right, I grabbed a road plate from the Lego City so I could truly visualize how big this pedway has to be, and I over doubled it. The original one had 4 glass panels. This one has 9 glass panels. Luckily for me, I had some of these in my inventory. That came in handy because there's no way it would have made the stretch without that. This is even pushing it, because you can see it comes up to the edge of this module here that's not yet complete. And I only have, I guess I got 6 studs of sidewalk there. So that's actually perfect, because it's going to match this side. Now this looks really good. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the barber shop and also the veterinarian. I can't wait to start working on this. I'm going to start with the comic book shop, of course. But first I need to finish the rooftop here. And something that's really bothering me about the build so far is this wall. I just think that is not pleasant to look at all. I do realize that it's going to be sandwiched between buildings, and you're not really going to be able to see that wall. But the fact that I just took this little pizza shack and like put it on there from the original is also bothering me. So what I need to do is grab all the additional parts from the second set of like the little pizza shack, I'm going to call it, and double the size of that as well, because that will help fill in this wall and will make this little module become more substantial. And I think that'll just pull this all together here. This is taking a lot longer than I originally anticipated, just because this is a weird building. There are so many different like shapes and sizes and dimensions that you have to work with, but I'm having a lot of fun with this project so far. I think that looks a little bit better despite replacing a big dark orange wall with a big red wall. Once again, it's going to be pressed up against a building. It's sort of hard to visualize, but it's actually bigger than double the size because I used a bunch of red pieces from my own inventory there as well. I also added the chimney. I thought that was just a good way to break up the color and add a nice little detail there. So it's still modular in the sense that we can actually remove these roof panels if all goes well. There we go. Sure. Yeah, we can remove the roof panels and check out the interior details. So what I did was I just extended it forward and then I raised it up another one of these slopes. And that just provides coverage for the guests. So now there's just a little place to sit right there, rather than it being on the street or on the sidewalk. And then I also snap mounted some sticker details and also a pizza box detail right down there. And I just think it's a little bit more predominant now. And I like the way that it's sort of recessed inward as well. So I've got a huge mess here, and tonight's an exciting night because the NHL is officially starting. So the boys, that's the Edmonton Oilers, are playing tonight. And I'm excited to check out that game. And that starts in about 2 hours, and I haven't really hung out with my family at all today, so I'm going to go do that. This project here is taking longer than I originally anticipated, just because I've ran into a few like issues with spacing. Specifically like this here. Oh no, it can't be a regular building. It sort of has to be a modified corner. Okay, let's put this pizza shop on the side of it. Oh, but the pizza shop needs to be modified. Okay, let's create this bridge. Oh wow, it has to be more than double the size. And I didn't show you the fact that it is actually going to be removable. So what I did, this is just there for visual right now, but what I did was actually modified the ground floor, or the floor for that there, and I actually cut out a hole that's 6 by 6, and then my massive bridge has these, sorry, not 6 by 6, 4 by 6, 4 by 6, and then I put the 4 by 6 plates on the end, and that bridge will actually just rest right in there like that. And then I sealed these ends off right there with the 1 by 2 by 2 windows on either side, and put some panels there. Oh, looks like I forgot to tile that one. Oh no, this one's going to be part of the bridge. So I've still got to put like my arches into the bridge there as well, and then add interior details to that floor. But we did build the barber shop and also the veterinarian and the pizza shop. So yeah, it's coming along nicely, and I can't wait to continue tomorrow. So that's really about it for today. Hope you enjoyed that update. Make sure you stay tuned for some more updates coming out in the near future. Thank you so much for coming on by, and farewell.